Hi everybody, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf. Today I'm going to be trialling out all the brand new releases from e.l.f. Another affordable, cruelty-free brand which I absolutely love on my channel. Now we're going to be trialling out everything from the Luminous Putty Primer, the Halo Glow Setting Powder, we've got some of the Primer Infused blushes, one shimmery, one matte, the Hydrating Camo Concealer, some more lip plumping glosses, and just, you've got to see this. This is one of their brand new eyeshadow palettes. This is the Earth and Ocean eyeshadow palette and it grabbed me immediately, especially these over here, these greens are lush. Now this is going to be a first impressions review. I'm not going to be able to try absolutely everything in this video. There is only room for one blush on my face, but I will try them in future videos and I will let you know in the faves and fails videos how I get on continuously using these products. So you will get some extra information as the weeks progress. So I'm going to jump straight into the eye look, but before I do, please make sure you have liked and subscribed and you've hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. I upload on Mondays and Thursdays at 8 PM London time, and I'm also on Instagram if you want to follow me on there. It's at Pampered Wolf, all lowercase, no spaces, and I will post some photos of lots of different looks from this palette over on Instagram. So if you're interested in seeing what can be created with this palette, then please do follow me on there. But for today, I am going to concentrate on the greens because they just jump out at me. They are just stunning and I cannot wait to see what they look like on my eyes. Let's get some concealer on my lids. The concealer that I'm going to be using today is the Hydrating Camo Concealer, and apologies everybody, I've got the wrong shade. This is the shade Light Sand, which is a neutral shade for anybody with fair to light skin. In hindsight, I should have gone for the neutral shade for fair complexions, but we'll make this one work today and I will order the other one. Now, usually once I've applied the concealer to my lids or the eyeshadow primer to my lids, I usually set that in place so that I get a better blend. But I have found recently that, especially if you're using affordable products that are slightly less pigmented, it can be beneficial to apply them to a damp base and you get a much more vivid, more intense colour. But we'll see whether the e.l.f. shadows are easy to blend on a damp base. Fingers crossed they are. So firstly, I'm actually going to start pale because I don't want to be applying this on the top of all the other shades. I really want this to pop, and I'm going to go into Golden Rush. I'm going to use my very little finger and I'm going to pop it right in the inner corner on the lid. Wowzers. This is a lovely, lovely shadow. That is some gold right there. This is applying beautifully over the damp base, but obviously I am not blending at this stage. Really nice. Then I'm going to go for Sahara with the same little finger and I'm going to pop that in the middle of my lid and just keep on layering that up, and then I'm going to blend that in with the yellow. Take a bit more of the Gold Rush, pop that over the top to blend those two colours together. Such a really simple eye look, but more of an ombre effect. So we're going to get darker as we go to the corners of the eye. Really like Gold Rush. Sahara isn't that bad either. Really, really pretty. Then I'm going to take a brush finally. This is my Reef 16 brush and I'm going to dip into Spruced. Knock off the excess so we don't get too much on the lid, and I'm just going to go right into the corner And just blend that in. Really beautiful. Love it. Absolutely love it. I'm going to do the same on the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, so the other eye is completed and I've added a touch of the NYX Epic Ink Liner in black just to the top lash line. Let's move on to the Luminous Putty Primer. Get a tiny bit of this. This is a paler colour than the original Putty Primer. I enjoyed using the original Putty Primer. It could be slightly drying and emphasise a little bit of dryness on severely dry skins. If I had a little bit of dry texture one days, it didn't really work on that. The particles of glitter in here are fine, but they are definitely evident on my fingertips. Let me show you my hands there. I'm not sure if you'll actually be able to pick that up on camera, but the particles of glitter are actually, you can see them on my fingers. So I'm gonna add that all over my face. Now, as you can see, my face has gone slightly pink now. That's what tends to happen when I apply a perfumed product to my skin. Although, I'm not quite sure whether this has a fragrance in there. I can't see on the list of ingredients any fragrance that is listed, so I might be completely wrong. Maybe my skin's just had a little bit of a reaction. I just need to see if that calms down. I really hope it does, because this is also a vegan product as well as cruelty-free, and it's given me a really beautiful glow, so I hope my skin calms down. Let's cover up a little bit of that red patchiness on my skin with a bit of foundation. Now, it's not an e.l.f. product that I'm gonna be using today. I really don't like e.l.f. foundations. I'm sorry, I don't. They just don't agree with my skin. I found this in my drawer, completely brand new and unopened earlier on, and I used to absolutely love this stuff. I haven't tried it in a really long time. In fact, I don't think I've tried it since I got very, very dry skin. So it'll be interesting to see whether my thoughts have changed on this today. So I'm going to be using the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Cream in the shade Fair Light. I'm going to apply that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I really, really like that. Yes, it's definitely full coverage, which is not something that I would usually go for anymore, but it's very beautiful on my skin. It feels really lightweight. I've sheared it out as much as I possibly can, because I know this can look really, really heavy if you apply too much product, but I really like it, and there's that glow from within look because I've applied the Luminous Putty Primer, which I really, really like. I think that's gone on superbly. It's really smooth around this area, which it didn't used to be. I'm putting that down also to the Luminous Putty Primer. So let's move on to concealer, which you all know is one of my favourite things in the entire world. I must try a new concealer at least every single week. Still on the hunt for an absolute holy grail that has super, super pigmentation, but it is also really hydrating. So maybe it stops here. Let's just pat a bit underneath the eye. Like I said, this is a little too dark for me, but we're gonna work with it. Take my brush junkie sponge and just pat that in the areas that I need it, and then I'm gonna drag it across with my damp sponge. Okay. It is a little yellowy for me, and I was expecting a little bit more coverage. But let's get it smoothed out. Take my blending sponge and just blend that out, and then maybe we can apply a little bit more on the top and see how we get on. It's gone on really smoothly. Actually, I'm taking back that it's not super pigmented. That must have just been the sheen on the surface of the skin. I like that. I mean, the colour is slightly off for me, but I do like that. Let me do the other side, and then we're going to try and apply another layer on top. It feels really nice on the skin. It feels quite hydrating. It's got that soft sheen look to the surface, so it's not matte, which I think can look a little bit too much on any sort of skins with fine lines and wrinkles under the eyes, but it's not too shiny that it will also emphasize those fine lines and wrinkles. Sheer that out a bit, and then we'll go in with a second layer. Do you know what? I really like that. I really do like it. And I'm not quite sure if it's necessary to actually go in with a second layer, but that's what I'm going to do anyway, and just see how this copes. The tiniest bit extra down there, and I'm not going to go in with a brush this time. I'm just going to shear this out with a sponge. This is trying to sit in my fine lines, so I've got a feeling that this is going to be one of those products that you are going to have to set in place, and you're going to have to set it in place rather quickly because it is a nourishing, hydrating formula. It's going to take a little bit longer to set. I like that. I really like that. I like the sheen on it. I like the coverage. Very, very similar to the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate concealer. But I think this one might have a slight bit more coverage. I really like that, and now it's on and it's drying down. The colour isn't too bad a match for me. Maybe the paler shade would make me look a little too ashy. Let's try out some of the Halo Glow setting powder. I'm hoping this isn't going to be massively glowy because I'm going to put this underneath my eyes and see what it's like to set this in place. Again, going in with my Brush Junkie brush, knocking off every little bit of excess, making sure I don't have any creases under the eye before I go in with the powder. That's nice. That's nice. I like it. I'm going to add a little bit more to the rest of my face. The shade that I've gone for in the Halo Glow setting powder is the shade Light, which is the palest one that they do. With my powder brush, I'm just going to dust that over my face. So I really, really like this. I think this just gives the skin a bit more of a glow that obviously we gave the skin the glow with the Luminous Putty Primer. If you are going to be applying a really high coverage foundation on top of this, you're not going to see the inner glow as much. So adding a little bit of the Halo Glow setting powder over the top of it just gives it that extra zhuzh. And I really like that. I think that's a beautiful product. Really nice. Let's finish off the eye look. Okay, so I'm going to do exactly the same on the lower lash line that I did on the lid. So first of all, I'm going to go into Spruced Up, which is that beautiful matte green shade, and just drag that slightly right in the outer corner of the eye, just to join the dots to make it seem more cohesive. I'm not going to go too overboard because obviously the lid is quite a dramatic look anyway. I don't want to scare my children. This is not my usual look that I would go for, but I do like it, and the shadows in here are beautiful. Really, really nice. Very easy to blend out, even on a damp base, so I'm really, really impressed. I cannot wait to use this shade here because I swatched it earlier on the back of my hand, and it is the most beautiful shade. Let me just show you now, actually. How gorgeous is that? I really can't wait. I cannot wait to get that on my lids. Maybe I'll do an Instagram pic of that tomorrow. We will see. So I take a really tiny brush. This is my Reef number 3 brush. Go into Sahara and just pop that right in the center of my lower lash line and just blend that out a bit. These metallic shades are best applied with the finger, but obviously I'll get far too much on the lower lash line with my fat fingers. So I'm just going to apply this quite generously to the lower lash line. Really, really pretty. I like both sides, so you could actually leave it at that and it'd be quite a clean finish, or you can add extra layers underneath if you want to. So we're going to go for that look today, but I do really like this look that's actually quite clean with no colours apart from the matte spruced up right in the outer edge. Sorry, that side, right in the outer edge. So I'm going to go back into Gold Rush, which is one of my faves in this palette. It is a seriously punchy gold. Actually, I can't say that this is one of my favourite shades in the palette because there are so many beautiful shades that I haven't used yet. So at the moment, this is one of my favourite shades that I've used, but I haven't used many. So it's a really beautiful gold. And I'm just going to take that in the inner corner. Let's lift my head so you can see that. And add a bit of highlight right in the corner. Really pretty. I'm going to take the shade Sun Yourself, which isn't as punchy as Gold Rush, but I do think it would be a lovely inner corner highlight. So I'm just going to add that right in the inner corner just to give a little bit more light in that area, especially as I have a bit of blueness and discoloration there. This will help to hide it. Really nice. I'm going to have a lick of mascara. I'm going to do my eyebrows. I'll be right back in a sec. Okay, so I've done my brows, my lashes, put a little bit of bronzer on. The brow product I used was actually by e.l.f. and it was their Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in the shade Cool Brown. I like it. It's a little bit darker than I would usually go for. It's a little bit more dramatic, but still looks quite soft and natural, even though there's more drama. I'm not quite sure whether I'm making any sense whatsoever. If I am, please let me know in the comment section below, as if I'm not, tell me to be quiet. Anyway, I really like it. It's a little bit softer than the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, which is my favourite. I prefer a really hard product, but this is slightly softer, so if you like a soft product, this is the one to go for. And it's really easy to use, really easily blended out, but obviously it's not a new product. So let's move on to more new stuff. These are both in their Primer Infused range. One is a shimmer blush, that is this one. It's in the shade Always Cheery, and this one is a matte Primer Infused blush and it's in the shade Always Punchy. This one's more of a cool tone blush and this one's more of a neutral warm tone. I'm going to go for the one with the shimmer in today because, you know, why not? We've gone all out so far, we might as well go all out now. So I'm just going to dip into that. Again, this does have some sparkle in it, so just be warned if you're not really into blushes with sparkle in, this one might not be for you. They are super pigmented though. I've literally applied the tiniest little bit. I'm going to have to just transfer some onto the other cheek, otherwise I'm going to look like Aunt Sally. For anybody in America, I'm not quite sure if you know who Aunt Sally is. Wurzel Gummidge, Aunt Sally? Anyway, I grew up with Wurzel Gummidge. Not personally, but I grew up watching Wurzel... Oh, just be quiet. Anyway, grew up watching Wurzel Gummidge on TV and Aunt Sally was like the doll person. It's really weird. It was really bizarre, and I think if it was on TV now, it would frighten children. This is such a lovely blush. Slightly too much on this side. This side's pretty much perfect, but I am going to take my powder brush with a little powder on and just go over that area just to soften it a little bit because, you know, it's a little much at the moment. These are super, super pigmented, but as you can see, very easy to blend. I really, really like that. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful blush. Not too sparkly. I can't actually see any sparkles in it whatsoever. Actually, it just looks a little glowy on the skin. Really pretty, really beautiful, really easy to blend out, and very, very pigmented, as you saw. So be careful if you're picking one of these up. I will use the matte Primer Infused blush in the shade Always Punchy in another video. I'm not going to use that today, or I'll let you know in one of the faves and fails video how I've got on with that. Now let's move on to the last product that I have in the new releases of e.l.f. This is one of their lip plumping glosses. I think this is in the shade Praline, however you pronounce that. That's nice. It's slightly sticky, but not overly sticky. Your lips don't stick together. But it's actually quite a nice consistency. You can definitely feel the gloss. It smells a little bit toffee. I was expecting more of a minty smell. Maybe it is mint. It's like a Murray mint. If you know what I mean, it's like that, like a toffee mint. It's pleasant. If you don't like the sickly sweet, minty tastes, then you're not going to like this, but I don't think it's overly powerful. I do like it. And you can definitely feel that tingling sensation on the lip. I mean, I never know whether these actually work, whether they do plump the lips up, but they feel plumping because of that mintiness on the lip. It does make your lips feel really cold, like they are really plumping and beautiful. I like that colour as well. I think it's beautiful. So that's it. This is the final look for today. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. I've really loved playing around with all the brand new e.l.f. releases, especially the Earth and Ocean palette, which I think is absolutely beautiful. The colours in here are magic. They're really pigmented. They're really easy to blend. Just beautiful consistency shadows. I will be doing some more looks with this over on Instagram, so if you're interested in what else you can create with this palette, then please do follow me on Instagram as well. It's at Pampered Wolf, all lowercase, no spaces, and I will link all the prices of all the products that I've been using in the description box as well. Now, I've loved all of these products. The eye look is a little bright for me, I'm not gonna lie. This is a little out of my comfort zone. It is not my usual look, as you know, but it's always nice to try something new. My lips are still tingling with the lip plumping gloss. In fact, I've loved everything that I've tried. There isn't one thing that I thought, not keen on that. So, I mean, my job has been easy today. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.